hottest station is now live for your enjoyment with host iamBranded.
You know, how poverty-stricken and how the buildings are, you know what I'm saying? And it's just sad that the government is so corrupt, too, out there like that, too. But it's great, man, you know, but we still want to give our special prayers and thoughts out to the families and friends of people in Haiti and you know, hey, you know, try to provide, you know, whatever type of care and need that you can supply, you know, over there. You know, just watch out for the scams. You know what I'm saying? I'm not with this. Or all I can take is cash type stuff that they were talking about last. You know, these politicians talking about, all we can take is cash. You know, I ain't with that. But get what you can, get what you know, what you have, you know, and what you're able to do, you know, and just make sure you research whether it's Red Cross or, you know, all these other types of organizations that, you know, are legitimately, you know, taking proceeds. Just make sure you research it before you send anything, especially your cash, you know.
That's right. One thing, this is my personal pet peeve. I don't know about you cats out there, but I ain't sending a fucking dime to Pat Robertson.
He's crazy.
For anybody out there, don't send him no money. He got enough money. You know what I'm saying? Look at this man's stuff, man. If y'all go to Better Business Bureau, he has like 5 violations in this company right now. So, you know, would you want to give your money to somebody that is not trustworthy under the BBB? You can if you want to, praise the Lord. But like me, Red Cross, Yale, you know, any other reputable organization. But that Pat Robertson, man, nah, forget that cat, man. Somebody need to
Pat Robertson.
Forget. Yeah. Blah. Haberdash.
I hear that. I hear that. So now that, man, we got a chance to catch you up a little bit on what we talked about, man, and the other listeners out there. But I know we got people listening this week that weren't listening that last week or whatever, especially because of today's topic or whatever. But if you want, man, just go to the site, blogtalkradio.com/VMTR, and you can check out, you know, last week's episode, you know what I'm saying, in the archives, and, you know, get familiar with it, you know. And also, you know, I know my man Brandon has been on here, you know, I think last night and a couple of other nights with, like, Blonde Baller from VH1. Shout out to them and all the ladies that have been holding it down on Tuesday night. I ain't been on Tuesday night in a few weeks, probably a month or so, but I'm definitely going to try to catch the next show because y'all definitely be holding it down for the Nexxlegacy.com/BNTR. You know what I'm saying? So, ready to get jumping off into this topic, man. It's interesting, you know, how I started thinking about this whole, you know, situation as far as, you know, disowning your children for not honoring, you know, the parents' traditions, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people, you know, come up on traditional type values and certain type morals, you know, especially, you know, if you're in your late 20s and beyond, you know what I'm saying? You probably caught, basically a generational type gap that, you know, is kind of different from the teens of today that they're coming out on, you know what I'm saying? Like, we came up, you know, we wasn't coming up on, you know, in school, we had no computer in classes, you know what I'm saying? People are doing work in elementary school, you know what I'm saying, on computers, you know? Yeah, I know I didn't touch my first computer till I was like, about 20, maybe 19, 20, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, and that was like early, almost the mid-90s, so.
That's right.
That was my first computer.
I remember when computers had just a black background with green text. But that black and white.
Yeah, exactly. Looking like the computer lost or something, you know what I'm saying? Hit the button, you know, when the thing clicks. But
yeah.
Yeah.
Everything was done by command line. It was just no pictures, no Hotmail, no nothing like that. Everything was just line. Now look what we got now. This shit talk back to you.
Exactly.
Yep. Moving on.
Yeah, but you know, like we said, you know, we didn't have the technology, so you know, a lot of the youth nowadays are raised off of different types of things, you know. So and it's like, you know, but we still have those ones, you know. I think, you know, we as a society, we've became more liberal in our ways of thinking and ways of handling things when it comes to family values and just everyday life than it was kind of in our era growing up. But with that being said, there's still those people that are kind of set in their ways, you know, in conservative ways where, you know, say you take an issue like, you know, a female being pregnant, you know, at a young age, possibly like, you know, 14, 15, and on into, you know, later teens, 16, you know what I'm saying, and they're still living at home or whatever, you know, and it's like, you know, people are, you know, I know back when I was growing up, whatever, that's still, even though it happened, you know, often, I mean, I know people that would disown their kids, you know, for having a teenage, you know, they're like, you know, especially the black family, like, you better not get pregnant, you know what I'm saying, you better not. That's one thing you better not do. Don't be bringing no baby home, and the moms be like, you know, don't be getting knocked up, you know what I'm saying. So, for the most part, I didn't really know any people when it came to, you know, the females, you know, being disowned for having a baby or whatever. But, you know, there are a few exceptions, whatever. Let me go ahead and mic up B, man. I see him hanging out. What's good, boy?
What's with it?
Man, chilling, man. We just did a quick recap on last week's conversation. I caught BMO up the spot, which I was tripping off last week. But it's all good. We got some new listeners tonight that didn't hear last week's show, so we told them how to get, you know what I'm saying, to the archives and check out last week's show and as well as this week's new topics and stuff like that. But I was just telling him as far as, you know, how I was thinking about the whole disowning your children for not honoring, you know, the parents' traditions, you know, how, you know, our era's different, you know what I'm saying, it's a generational type gap from when we came up and how kids are coming up now in our society, and I think we're a lot more liberal in our society than when we were growing up. But there still are some, you know, parents who got those old traditional ways when it comes to everything. And, you know, I was watching that, actually I woke up to that teenage, I don't know if y'all seen something on TV about this, but they have these teenage mothers or whatever. I forget the name of the show, but it's like 16 and pregnant or 16 and got a baby or something like that or whatever. And I just kept seeing the advertising for it when I was waking up or whatever. But, you know, and it's like more of a, it seems to be more common, you know what I'm saying, they having, even though, like back in the day, you know, if you notice, they did have, you know, kids at young ages, but it seems like it wasn't exposed, you know, like it was the thing.
Most people had kids at a young age back in the day. Our parents was getting married by 20. They already had a kid by 20. They was married by 20. So I mean, we just got a different culture, and we just hyped up on whatever. Now, my personal view on it, now, sometimes you do need to let families go, regardless whether or not they're your kids or not. You can support them without helping them get through the bullshit that they're going through. Because I told my daughter straight up, my daughter's under 16, so I told her, I said, you got to 16, you end up getting pregnant before 16, yes, and having an abortion. There ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about that, and I'm not even pro-abortion. But I'm for it for teenagers and kids that don't know what the fuck they doing. Because I'm not going to raise a kid. If I made it to 36 and I ain't had no extra ones, goddamn it, you ain't finna give me one that I didn't have. I ain't even get the pleasure of fucking to get it. Nah, we ain't finna do that. So I told her, after 16, you're a working age. You go out there and get pregnant, you got to drop out of school, I don't care. Do what you got to do, because you can pull your own self up out of that goddamn hole, buddy. Believe that. And if you feel like being a bum, fucking with sorry asses and shit and having a bunch of fucking kids, that's your life. But I ain't finna fucking live it for you. I'm not finna do it.
Right.
So sometimes you got to let the kids know. I mean, when I grew up, my parents made it crystal clear. Buddy, if you go to jail, we ain't even come to see you. Cool.
Yeah, don't call.
So when I used to do my dirt,
I used to tell my homeboy, nigga, don't say my motherfucking name, and I'm gone. I ain't stopping for shit. I don't give a fuck. I'm out of here. You know what I'm saying? So you do the same. My parents already told me they ain't coming to get me. So I knew the consequences I was going to do. So I tell my daughter, hey, buddy, if you go dig your hole, you going to dig your own hole and you going to lie your ass in it your damn self. I'll tell you everything you need to do to get out of it, but I'm not going to live in it with you.
But, you know, you don't hear this shit no more. Just like you said, well, you know, my mama told me that same shit. You get in trouble, you go to jail, I ain't going to get you out. You know what? I don't hear nothing like that with this generation. It's like, oh,
nowadays, yeah, they over there putting their house up to get their motherfucking dope dealing ass son out. Shit. You knew he was selling drugs. That's the motherfucking
when you knew he was doing it in the first place. Yeah,
you knew he was doing it. I'm not going to give up my motherfucking house to get his ass out. Fuck that.
Damn right. These kids now, man, forget that, man. There was a girl that got in the car accident and killed 2 people, actually killed a family. You know what the mama did? Mama got the car, hit it, took it to the shop, got it painted, got it fixed, and then they got caught.
And now you an accessory to the shit that both of y'all going to go to the pen.
Exactly.
You was an accessory to a crime. You were aiding and abetting a fucking criminal.
Can she get
Dumb motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like I said, we love our kids. I think we love our kids too much sometimes, and we enable them. We fucking enable them to be sorry. You know what I'm saying? I hate to say it. My mom does the same shit. I got sisters and brothers that she gonna give her last. She gonna give her last and borrow from another kid that got a little more to take care of another one. And I just disagree with that shit. You know what I'm saying? So my mom gets mad at me. What you need money for? For what? She get pissed off at me. I'm your mom. I shouldn't have to tell you about, man, look, if you borrow money from me, what is it for? And she don't like it. She don't get it. You know what I'm saying? I don't care. You know what I'm saying? We both adults. I don't owe you nothing, Mom.
That's right.
So, you know what I'm saying? If you want me to help, what is this going for? Well, why didn't you have that money? Well, I ain't got to go through all that. If I got to go through all that, I don't want it. Okay? No problem.
That's for sure.
I ain't going to argue with you. Shit, I'm trying to give you something, but I just want to know what happened because we're not going to do this every month.
Yeah, you want to know the source of it.
Yeah, man, I was an enabler myself. I just learned that lesson the hard fucking way. I'm not finna put my ass out there for nobody. Period. Now, my daughter, nobody. You feel like you want to go out there and do some shit, you ain't. Man, every risk I take, I know the consequences for it. And trust me, I'm ready for it. I already made up my mind. Damn, I hope I don't get caught. But I'm sure finna do this shit. So when I get this shit handled, I'm upset about getting in trouble for shit that I didn't do. Now, the shit I did do, if they caught me doing anything that I've ever done, well, I already knew what the fuck they was going to do if they caught me doing this shit. I'm all right with that. But I got a problem with paying the price for some shit I didn't do.
Yeah, I feel you on that. I'm pretty much the same way. Yeah, it's something I did, you know what I'm saying, and it comes back to get me, then I already know I made my own destiny, you know what I'm saying, so I played my own consequences as you know, but
People, I gotta, you know.
How does your daughter feel when you say that? What does she say?
I mean, you know, just like any other kid, thinking that I'm bullshitting or whatever, and like I said, I'm being too hard on her. I talk to my daughter like I talk to anybody else, man. I'm raw and uncut with it, dude. If I'm gonna tell you what you acting like. If you're acting like a little old skank, hey, you know what? That's what skanks do. I ain't calling you one, but that's what skanks do. You know what I'm saying? You take that however the hell you want to take it. You know what I'm saying? But that's what skanks do. You don't want to be a skank, right? Okay. Well, quit pretending to be one. Quit doing what they would do. Otherwise, you can't be mad at nobody for what the fuck they call you. If you act like an asshole, shit, how you going to be mad at people for calling you an asshole?
Now, what if you get, say she got a boyfriend, and she feels that she's in love with her boyfriend. And
she need to what?
The boyfriend got her mind twisted up, and she feels like she wants to go against your wishes and have a baby earlier than that. And she say, well, I'm not having an abortion.
Shit, first of all, She gonna get one if she up under this motherfucker. It's either that or you get both y'all be aborted immediately. You know what I'm saying? So that ain't even a question when it comes to that shit. I wish you would tell me what the fuck you ain't finna do, and I'm taking care of you. Yeah, you gonna do that. Trust me. Either you can go to the clinic or take this ass whooping, and it's gonna end up in the same results. Either way, that abortion's gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I feel about that. But she don't get a chance to tell me about doing nothing. She ain't got this is a dictatorship over here, bro. And I don't give a fuck about none of her goddamn opinions when it comes to what I'm saying is going on in this house, because I take care of her. So, shit, that, she gets about as much leeway as I give. She don't have no options up under my house. She do what she told her, deal with the consequences. Them the only choices you got around here.
On that note, I don't got any kids, but you know what? Like my mama used to tell me, I'm the judge, the jury, and the executioner up in this motherfucker. Quote, end quote.
And that's where you got to be. I think that, it's nice to have kids with opinions or whatever like that, but you got to be able, I tell my daughter, I said, some of these characteristics that you're showing, when you realize how to use them, they're going to be working your benefit. But right now, you don't know how to use your opinion. They make opinions based on their own selfish-ass goddamn thoughts and ideas. And an adult, a wise adult, knows that sometimes you got to think outside the box. How is what I'm doing affecting other people? So when you start to factor those extra variables in, you make better decisions. So, once you start to understand how things work, then I'll listen to what the hell you got to say. But as long as you dumb and blind, I'm not listening to a motherfucking thing you got to say. You don't know shit about what bills I need to pay around here. You don't understand what it takes for me to take care of you. So just because you can't go to this you got a hissy fit because you can't go to some little dance? Give a fuck about you having a hissy fit? Shit, you think about that next time your ass eat. Think about that next time somebody else got to drop you off at basketball practice. Think about that shit the next time you got a fucking place to stay and it ain't raining on your forehead. Then I would give a fuck about what you thought about you going to this dance. Other than that, I don't give a shit.
Don't hit
They
your
don't really look at it. What you say, B-Man?
And I think that's the problem with parents sometimes, because people, man, we've had this discussion on here. People go broke during Christmas because they fucking kids. They don't want to let down their kids. You letting them down by fucking getting the power cut off, fool. Shit. Yeah, they got a new fucking PlayStation 3, but unfortunately they can't play it for 3 days until you get fucking paid. And they got to stay over grandma's house and shit for 3 days, and hopefully all the food won't fucking spoil because you was going out your way to fucking appease this child. Shit.
Yeah.
I agree.
We teach them the wrong thing sometimes, man. You know what I'm saying? They got to understand why we make the sacrifices we make. And the sooner they learn that, the better. And so you got to let them, man, I let my daughter know, man, hey, dude, you at the age now that I ain't got to do a motherfucking thing for you without you doing what I ask. You know what I'm saying? If you don't do what I tell you to do, you don't do right in school, I'm not getting you shit. You better not grow. Because you won't be getting no new clothes and shit until your ass is taking your business around this motherfucker. Shit, and I'm 100 with that. You better not grow, and you better stay on the fucking diet. You better hope like hell you don't get taller in between the time it takes you to take care of your fucking grades. Because your ass won't get a goddamn thing from your daddy. And so man.
So how her grades doing now?
Shit, when she was here with me, her grades, she kept it, the lowest it got was a C average. She had as high as a 3.0. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, she hard-headed. She'll let her grades dip because she easily distracted. So a lot of things I don't let her do because she showed me that just because you look like you might be 18 and shit, you got a mind of a 10-year-old. So until she shows me that she's got a mind of a 14-year-old, she gets treated like a 10-year-old. She don't like it, but oh well. I tell her, like I said, life is as hard as you will choose to make it. That's a lesson that you will have that most adults don't know. However hard your life is today is because of the decisions you made yesterday. So until you fucking understand that and do something about it, you're going to deal with the wrath of dad, and I don't care.
Tell him, Pastor Vegas.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good point. A lot of adults don't realize that.
Yeah, we man, it took me man, I just recently learned it, man. my situation is because of the choices I made. Now, they might have been good intentions, but if they don't turn out right, still was your decision.
That's right. That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Shit. I don't, my situation ain't because I was fucking up and blowing money doing dumb shit. I was trying to do more for other people than for myself. Trying about to bite me in the ass, and everybody that I was trying to do something for was still in the same situation they was in before I started. Fuck that. I had to learn the hard way. You got to do you first, and you give whatever it is you have extra. You don't never give nothing that you need, ever.
Yeah.
Live by those rules. Won't nobody in your family let you down, because if I ain't got the $1,000 to give you, I ain't even thinking about getting it for you, and I'm not figuring out how I'm going to get it to you. You asked out until something better come for you. But I'm not finna put my fucking house on the line to take care of nobody. I don't give a shit.
That's right. That's right.
But I had to learn that the hard way. Shit, I lost a whole lot of shit. Man, that was a couple $100,000 lesson I lost. Fuck that. I learned, so no, I'll never do it again. But sometimes you got to, man, your kids will drive you, man. I know people that, shit, not just to be on the topic, people that actually, their relationship don't work because their kids interfering in it. What? Man, I tell my daughter just like this, you ain't got to like nobody I bring over here. You damn sure gonna respect them. And that's how that goes. She cannot interfere in none of my situations with a relationship with any woman. So if I'm actually going to, I'm going somewhere with my girl tonight, and my daughter come up to me today and tell me about some little thing going on at school, you asked out, homegirl, how long you been knowing about that? Oh, 2 weeks. 2 weeks too late. See ya. Going with my girl somewhere.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? They have to understand that you need to let me know so that I can plan around it too. You don't get to change my day none unless you taking care of me. And so children don't take care of me, so you don't shake up my day at all. Don't come running in the room going, Dad, I got to be somewhere in 15 minutes. Should have told me that yesterday, because you're going to be late today.
Right. Let me see.
Right.
Hey, Z, hold it down real quick, man. I'm going to see who this private caller is. And I'm assuming it's Joe, but, we don't want these little muffet capers to come over here and try to mess up the show like they've been doing lately.
They can bring their ass. I don't care. You know me. Shit, they don't rattle my cage at all. Bring them. You know what I'm saying? I got something for them. You know what I'm saying? Or they can easily be hung up on pretty quickly.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
Yeah, but as far as, like I said, I know part of the topic, too, was would I disown my kid if they was homosexual? Nah. Now, you ain't going to get to practice some shit. Like I was telling my homegirl this just probably yesterday. There ain't no way in hell my son will come home with no tight-ass jeans on and no half shirt. But, nah, I ain't going to motherfucking, he ain't going to, yeah, he ain't going to get disowned. I'm going to still take care of him until he old enough to do what he got to do. But I'll be damned if he run around this motherfucker with a half shirt on and some tight-ass jeans and some heels. Fuck that. Ain't going to happen. I don't understand how some people deal with that shit. It's like, how you letting Junior do that shit? He got his hair, he got eyeliner on? No. He won't do none of that shit.
Have you guys, how long have you guys been on the air today, right now?
30 minutes.
30 minutes?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah? Oh, okay. That's what I just...
What's up, Joe?
Hey, who's there? I know V and Incense is there. Anybody else?
Hello.
Oh, who?
Bimo.
Oh, Bimo. Hey, Bimo. How you doing?
What's going on? What's going on? I'm doing all right, brother. Doing all right.
Same old, same old.
And we got a few people that just kind of listening in, too, that don't want to talk.
All right.
But, yeah, I'm glad you dived off in it while I was on there with Joe. But, yeah, I was about to move on to that. What we talking about today, Joe, is, dishonoring, disowning your kids, you know what I'm saying, over certain types of,
yeah, well, I'm reading your description, yeah. Good topic.
Yeah, so
I wouldn't
we kind of went off on the since he's got a daughter that's kind of closer to the whole you know, the age of, you know, being pregnant and stuff like that. And he kind of went first, you know what I'm saying, and voiced his opinion on that. And we got a good we got a good depiction of, you know, what he would do.
Well, V would do that. V would make it graphic. When I heard about Junior and wearing heels, like, I kind of figured he'd, you know, had an opinion.
Oh yeah, we just. I was about to slide on to the homosexuality. You know, if you got a kid, you know what I'm saying. How do you handle that? You know what I'm saying, dude? I was actually watching something the other day, man, with you know, I guess modern times, and they were talking about, you know, people being gay and religious, and you know, and they just kept going back and forth as far as, you know, different people's belief and how they're spinning it in the Bible. You know, for people that are for it are spinning it for themselves in the Bible, and people that are against it are spinning it for themselves, you know, dictated toward the Bible. It's just really, it was very interesting, you know, and I was just like, I know people that couldn't deal with it, like he was saying. He was like, I don't know how people deal with that, you know what I'm saying? But you know, I know my grandma, she had to deal with it, so you know, and you know, as far as she was concerned, you know, that was her son, you know what I'm saying? Regardless of, you know, his lifestyle, and you know, he wasn't gonna do anything to disrespect her. So as long as he wasn't doing that, you know, she loved him for, and I'm sure, even if he did to a certain extent, like V said, you know, if you disrespecting your parents and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying, I'm not giving up the house, you know what I'm saying, because you selling drugs out of my house, and I know you selling drugs out of my house, and then you get put in jail and expect me to put my house up to get you out. Nah, you staying in jail because you made that decision.
Well, yeah, I agree with that. But with the other stuff, it's rough for people emotionally. I've thought about this before. I've also talked to people about it before. Let's say you got a kid who's a homosexual. He's a homosexual. He's a homosexual. I could care less. The kid's a cross-dresser. Weird. I could care less. Let's say the kid is a transsexual. Weird. I could care less. Kid wants to marry out of my race. I don't care. Kid wants to marry out of the religion. I don't care. But the kid has a child out of wedlock, or even if he or she is married and now wants to come to me as a granddaddy, you know, could you take care of the kid? No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, that's what
your child. You take care of it. If you want me to take care of it, you got to pay.
Yeah, and that's what the little show that I had, like I said, I was kind of vaguely watching, you know, these 16 and pregnant show, whatever, you know. A lot of those kids were having a kid and then you know, pretty much leaving it to mom and dad or whoever, you know, whoever was the ruling parent, you know what I'm saying, of the house to take care of the child. And I even had a discussion with my cousin because, you know, his ex-wife, you know what I'm saying, made their daughter have an abortion because she got pregnant.
Right.
And then she made her have an abortion. Then she turned around and got pregnant. Her mom turned around and got pregnant by her boyfriend. And
the daughter's
had
boyfriend?
The baby. No.
Her own
mom,
boyfriend. Okay.
Yeah, her mom got, you know, knocked up by her own boyfriend.
Right.
And had the baby, and basically got her daughter taking care of the baby.
Oh, well. Age difference, maybe she could take care of the kid. Anyway, I don't believe people should have kids regardless of whether they're married or unmarried unless they give the kid all that the kid deserves. If you can't give your kid the emotional wherewithal, the emotional love, and you can't give that kid a good education, you know, why have children?
Right.
You know, because the kid's going to be a drain on you. Why do you deserve to have your ass be a drain on? And why does the kid deserve to have parents who aren't emotionally or financially ready for the child? It doesn't matter if you're married or if you're out of wedlock. If you can't give a creature, your child, which you create out of nothing, which doesn't ask to be brought onto this planet, all that that child, your flesh and blood, deserves, don't have the fucking kid.
Yeah. But people don't, you know, like we were saying, it's all about choices and decisions, and,
Yep.
you know, unfortunately, people don't think that fast. They just be like, okay, well, you know.
Well, I almost got caught in my own trap, too, because twice two fucking broads come to me and they say, I miss my period. As it comes to find out, they were just testing me, but it gave me, you know, food for thought about, like, you know, put a fucking jacket on it.
Yeah.
Because I could have almost
So
had
you
my
said
own
that-
fucking kid. Shit.
They were testing you to see what you was gonna say.
Yeah.
Or what you was gonna do.
I should have smacked the shit out of both of them, but I didn't.
Now, what y'all feel about a chick that you with that you really are into, and yeah, maybe you haven't discussed about having any kids or whatever, but you wind up getting her pregnant, but you don't know, and she pretty much makes the decision to do whatever on her own without telling you.
She deserves to be fucking smacked, but you know, that's the law.
So she decided to have a baby without asking you, or she got rid of the baby without asking? Well, I guess either or.
Either or.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, you know, I would be upset about it. Yeah, I mean, there ain't much else you can do but be upset about it.
I know. That's it. You can't do a thing.
Yeah. I mean, I would think that somebody would say something to you about that, you know, but, you know, with me, you know the risk you take when you stuck your dick in her, so she's only 50% right or wrong on it, regardless, you know what I'm saying? You knew what the fuck you did. So every time you stick your dick in any female, there's a chance that you might get her pregnant, so you should think about that every single time you do that shit. So, I mean, for me...
You got a point, but doesn't the girl have the veto power? I mean, you don't stick...
Well, she has total power of the whole situation. If she decides that she wants it, it ain't much you can do legally. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you might have some illegal remedies that might get your ass locked up for the rest of your motherfucking life, but hey, that is an option. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, for me, like I said, you know what the fuck you getting into before you even get into it. So I think about that, man. It be girls that I done fucked that like, man, dude, it would suck if this chick would get pregnant. So that's what helps me keep my dick out of them, because I'm like, fuck it, dude. You know what I'm saying? Because it can happen. Shit, a condom can break, whatever the case may be, man. And you'll be around here going, damn, nigga, you got her pregnant? That's the neighborhood girlfriend and shit. You got her pregnant. You feeling like an ass for 18 years. Oh, well, you knew what you was doing.
Yeah, you knew at that time.
Much of a neighborhood girlfriend when you laid down with her, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, you know, nobody wants a town whore to be the motherfucking baby mama, but hey, shit, you knew that. You was like, fuck it, I'm gonna fuck her too. Okay? And you just crapped out, you know what I'm saying? You rolled a 7. No? And it wasn't the first roll, you know what I'm saying? Shit. That's just the way that ball bounces, man. Because I know I had a few scares like, man, that's what makes me be a little bit more cautious about who I sleep with. Because, man, I had a few scares like, oh, it would suck to have a baby by this chick. Oh. And when you thinking like that, that's when you need to quit fucking her.
You're absolutely right.
You're right.
Absolutely right.
Yeah.
Man should take responsibility for that, but I also...
The way you thinking now, you know, I guarantee you 15 years ago you weren't thinking like that.
Exactly. Yeah, you're right. When I was younger, I sure wasn't. I was not thinking about every girl that I'm sleeping with is a potential baby mama. I know what a baby mama feel like right now, and I wouldn't even wish that on my worst enemy and shit, so I'm a lot more cautious now.
Yeah.
I've not had another child since my daughter. Ain't nobody even got pregnant that I'm aware of or no shit like that, so... You know, I did a pretty damn good job of saying never again.
Yeah, but you know what sucks too, V? You can have a woman who says, yeah, I'll have an abortion just in case, you know, and everybody can take all the precautions. But if she gets pregnant, she still can have an abortion, but if she chooses not to, she's breaking her word, and now she's robbing the guy of his sweat, toil, and tears.
It's still his fault. that's not even an agreement I would have. I wouldn't tell no woman that I'm actually sleeping with at this day and age. With me, I don't believe in abortion as a means of birth control. That's definitely wrong to me. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I don't, you know, so you know, that's not even for me. That wouldn't even be an issue. But yeah, you're right. You would hope that if you made an agreement before that, but I mean, that's an agreement that's shady as fuck. That's two people that really shouldn't be fucking each other if that was y'all agreement prior to fucking. That's not a cool. That's how you talk about that. Yeah. Look, in the event that I get you pregnant and shit after we start fucking and shit, you know, you think you can go ahead and vacuum that out of? Man, come on. How does that conversation come up without you and you still end up fucking?
That came out with my girl. That came out with my girlfriend from years ago because she
Really?
Said, yeah, she threatened me like, well, I wouldn't let you see the baby, and then I let her know that, oh, really? Okay, and indirectly she got the signs right away that I wasn't going to see her anymore. Then she changed her tune real quick, but then I absolutely made sure she wasn't going to get pregnant.
Yeah, you know, I mean, but yeah, I'm shocked that y'all even had that conversation because I don't figured that would have been one of those. If you say the wrong thing, you walking on landmines with that one. You say the wrong thing, you ain't getting no ass. Mm-hmm. You know, depending on who you fucking with. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's one of them.
That's probably why he made sure she wasn't getting pregnant.
Yeah, but I guess because I mean that's one of them conversations. That's like, you know, talking about, you know, the AIDS virus. Like that night that you thought you was gonna hit for the first time, and y'all were having a conversation about AIDS in any way, shape, or form. That's probably not gonna be the first day you fuck. I'm pretty sure of it. I don't know how that gets hot and steamy after that conversation and shit. Fuck that.
I have lost pussy because I've been brutally honest. But I keep saying to myself, all right, I didn't get my rocks off, but I don't have a fucking kid walking around here saying, daddy, and I don't have any STDs. So, okay.
Yeah,
you know.
So it works in your favor, too. Well, I'm just saying that, yeah, that is the best form of birth control. Talk about some shit like that before you fuck.
You got that right.
Yeah, it is a definite effective way of birth control. I was like, damn, you probably ain't not going to get that ass after saying this shit.
No,
Man.
I know about 3 or 4 chicks I just know I lost out on by being brutally honest.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. I mean, you pose the risk of not even to find out what it's like, because she like, oh, hell no, bruh, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You know, but I don't.
Because I would be the same way, man. I had a female, it kind of pissed me off. You know what I'm saying? I remember, you know, I had already fucked. So, you know, I'm coming up one day and she meet me at the door, all happiness, smile.
What happened, V? You turned back into an alien?
He went Star Trek on us.
What the fuck happened here?
His phone, his phone done went out. He got.
Yeah, I know. It sounds like it came from Mars. Shit.
That motherfucker transferred.
B-Mo.
Yeah, I'm here.
You do that? Hey, man, because I was going to ask you, so say you know what I'm saying? I know you don't have no kids yet, you know what I'm saying?
And don't have any, BMO, unless you really, really want them.
Well, let's put you in the scenario that you got a kid, man, and, you know, as he's growing up to be a teenager, you kind of notice in there, you know, he's a little different, you know what I'm saying? He's, you know,
different.
Walking with a little twang in his system, and you know,
he's got high heels on, is what you're saying,
yeah. You know, he's continued to hula hoop after the age of 6. You know what I'm saying? He's on it to like late teens. You know what I'm saying? Like 15, 16. You know what I'm saying? He's hula hooping a lot. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, he ain't hula hooping. You know. when everybody else is out playing basketball and chilling, you know, he's still hula hooping at 15. So you pretty much figure out that, you know, your boy is, you know, he's playing with the other team. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, wait. So somebody didn't know that with their kid being a hula hoop champion in the neighborhood and something like. I mean, that would have been the dead ringer for me. This motherfucker over there. No, that ain't my motherfucking son. You know what I'm saying? My son better not get caught out there hula hooping and shit. Fuck that.
Yeah,
That's one of them toys that he ain't allowed to play. Put that goddamn hula hoop down. Shit.
And not only
that's the thing I was saying. You know, he just didn't want to put the hula hoop down. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you'd have put it down around me. You'd have put it down around me. Yeah, everybody would be like, you were the wrong ass that. Put that goddamn hula hoop down. Jazz on over there somewhere. Hurt boys, huh? Yeah, said, yeah. I'd have made him. He would have really felt like that was a bad thing to do. Like, man, nah, not growing up. Nah, buddy, trust me. He gonna be lying to himself till he 18. Trust me.
But Bimo, how do you handle that situation, man?
Came from the neighborhood girlfriend. Anyway.
I'm a hooker.
What you say?
If I'm a hooker.
Hey, yeah, you know what? That wouldn't be a bad idea. If I was raising a son that I thought was about to go switch, about to be a switch hitter, nah, bruh, I'm finna have a nice little pretty slut suck on his meats a couple times. He gonna learn to like that.
You're a hard man. God damn. Oh.
Ooh, that's funny.
And, but what if he don't care what, you know what I'm saying, people think about him? You know, maybe he's not one of those, he's not worried about, what people at school say about him and stuff like that. He's carefree with it, you know what I'm saying? Are you willing to be alright with it?
I don't know if my boy just is all zesty for no reason, dog. While you in my house, but you got to kind of act appropriately. You can't be walking around with no fucking pink hot pants on and talking about that like that. Nah, dog. When you out the house and you paying your own fucking bills, you can do whatever the fuck you want to. As long as you're in my damn house, you gonna act like you fucking got up there.
Okay.
Hell no.
Okay. But I mean, basically, but you still gonna love him like he's your son. You're not gonna disown him.
Oh man, that's my blood, man. I got enough family that's fucked up for a lot of different reasons. And if he bad for the team, you know what? I wouldn't like it, but it ain't the worst damn thing in the world that can happen to his ass. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, that's a good point right there.
Yeah, but he's the kind of kid you wish were locked up in jail, so the neighbors wouldn't see him, right?
Well, check this out, man. For all you know what I'm saying, that homosexual son of yours, man, could be, America's Next Top Model or the top designer.
Whatever. I don't want to be reminded of being a famous homo. I don't want him to be RuPaul. Do you know what it's probably like to be RuPaul's daddy? Ain't you RuPaul's daddy? Look, man. Find yours, homie. You know what I'm saying? You don't even want to talk about that shit at the barbershop. Come on now.
Oh, God.
No, hell no. You don't want that. I know I wouldn't. No, be normal shit. Have in Texaco or some shit. Ain't nobody but us know about this bullshit here. You know what? If my son was just dudes, but what gets me others that actually got to act like somebody else. If you a girl, be a girl that like girls. I don't have that, but I don't really dig the girl that look like a boy that like girls, or the boy that got to act like that. That's what irritates.
I tell you, maybe it's easy.
Living with it if I know Twan is, that's what he do. But, when he come around here, shit, I don't know that. But, every time he come around with that dude with the lip gloss, I'm like, oh, man, come on, dude, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? That's the shit that would irritate me. As long as he didn't do that, it's cool.
Okay, maybe I'm just too easy to say that I would accept my son and daughter no matter what. Maybe because I know most guys, I don't know about women, but most guys wouldn't want to have a homosexual son, or a lesbian daughter, or a transgender. But me, I don't know, because it all boils down to the reason why they may be ashamed of their son or daughter is because of what the neighbors think. And I don't care even now what the fucking neighbors think.
neighbors saying, yeah, I'm
You
feel
know?
the same way.
Um,
I mean, but I'm like Emo though. It's gonna be some rules though. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
You ain't gonna be walking around. You know what I'm saying? Wearing Daisy Dukes and we at the family reunion barbecue at the house. You know what I'm saying? And
yeah.
you know,
No, I don't know.
nah.
That's
You know what
still
I'm
like
saying?
rejecting your own blood. I mean, there's debates about whether or not it's genetic versus environment. So, I mean, let's say the kid genetically doesn't feel right being a man, feels more like being a girl, so he turns homosexual or even goes through an operation to become a transsexual. I mean, I can't blame the kid. But I've
And
had a,
but that's more understandable. I mean, if you're gonna be a transgender person,
hmm
I think I could probably accept that more because it's like, okay, I see that you actually really trying to be a girl, you know what I'm saying? But what about
yeah.
the ones that are not transgender? What about the ones that, just look straight male and they're just gay? They don't even act like, a he, she, or whatever. They're
Yeah,
just,
yeah. If they're cross-dressers or transvestites, there may be something wrong with this system, but if they're a good kid, I would like to think I would still accept them, but I don't have any problems like that, so it's easy for me to say.
yeah, yeah.
I don't know if something. Who knows? Maybe if that had happened, I don't know. Maybe I would have killed the kid, But
Oh, man.
I'm saying now it would. If the kid was a good kid, I would want to accept he or she the way he or she is, and I'd like to tell my neighbors go fuck. Because I've told some neighbors to go fuck themselves anyway over other issues. So over something like this, which is family, and I'm thinking none of your fucking business. I'd probably tell them
Right.
to do the same thing. Yet again, it would feel weird if I'm walking down the fucking street and my son is wearing heels. It would feel fucking strange. But I'd like to think that I'd like to give him my support. But who knows? I might chain his fucking ankles to the fucking drain pipe and, say, you're not leaving here until you put on some pants and some Timberlakes or something. Some Timberlands,
Well,
This gonna be
okay,
that's
go
all.
ahead, everyone.
I'm saying just don't be flamboyant with it. Just like Joe said, if I'm walking down the street with your ass and you got on some fucking red pumps, a fucking pink ass coat with fur trim, and a damn bow in your fucking head, you know what? We got problems. No, you do what you want to do, but you my damn boy. You gonna wear some fucking jeans around my ass. You gonna walk around here looking like some damn cheap ass, Sunday night slut. You know what I'm saying? I'll whoop your ass first. You look like a work girl, but beat your ass look like a man.
Yeah.
Now, and see, V has dropped off. I guess his phone is acting up
Again? Yeah.
Yeah, because I think I wanted to ask him about, if it was reversed with his daughter. You know what I'm saying? So,
Like being butch?
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
That's about as bad, I guess. I mean, suppose your girl, your neighbors know your girl ever since she was born, and she was always wearing dresses, and all of a sudden now she's wearing Timberlands, and she's wearing jeans, and she's got her hair cut short, she's wearing a tie, and she's walking like she's got a dick up her ass. That could be embarrassing, too.
Very true.
Yeah, but it just seems like, with the females, and I guess we make it like this, the female is not as bad. You know what I'm saying? Because I think, to me, personally, it would be a lot easier for me to deal with, you know what I'm saying, if my daughter wound up, being homosexual, and than it would be for one of my sons. You know what I'm saying? I was just like, because I guess, you know what I'm saying, it seems to be more acceptable, you know what I'm saying, in our society for females. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Very true, very true. But it is more stuff because it's easy, even when you look at being the man right, it's easy for a man to accept the image of himself. But when you see yourself as an image of something,
The mower.
Now we got problems. We got
Give me a son. I'm gonna beat you like a bitch. Oh God. Oh.
It's crazy, man.
I know.
But yeah, man, it's just like, and I mean, I would love to hear his perspective on if his daughter, you know what I'm saying, wound up being, you know, gay. I'm sure it would go off a little more milder than it did when we talked about his daughter being pregnant as a teenager. You know, there he is, whatever. So he just died. You know, he must have heard it, man.
What's that? You know, I got bad. You know, my phone tripping even worse than usual tonight. So, you know, what happened?
Now it was like, so what about, you know, if I turned it around as far as for the female, say if your daughter, you know, she find up being homosexual, you know what I'm saying?
I'll be able to deal with my daughter a little bit better, but she's still not going to be bringing shit around me.
Yeah, that's what I was telling him. I said it just seems like you know, we society accepts it a little easier for the female, you know what I'm saying? And I just said, you know, if my daughter wound up being, yeah, I could accept that a lot easier, you know what I'm saying, than a guy.
We sort of touched on that when we had Lust on the phone, remember? Because you know, when she was.
Right. Hello?
Was she the escort?
Nah, she was the female rapper that we had on here.
Oh.
Yeah. So, dang,
That's him.
his phone fell off again.
Oh,
But,
Lee's on, yeah.
Yeah, she was a female rapper that we had on. You know, she's actually you know, a lesbian. She's a lesbian, and
But when you get right down to it, in sense, why should anybody give a rat's ass about what anybody wants to do as long as they're not harming you? I guess maybe it's that libertarian thing in me, but once I came to become a libertarian, I became very, very easy around other people, you know. If you didn't bother me, you can do whatever the fuck you want. Just don't bother me. And life became easier for me.
The main thing is influence. You know what I'm saying? They don't want to influence. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, you got a kid, you know what I'm saying, and they hang out with, you know, the hula hoop champion, you know what I'm saying, every day, you know what I'm saying? You know, they have a good possibility of influencing the other kids. You know what I'm saying? And that I think that's one of the main reasons they just don't want that influence of the other kids, you know, on them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but why would it be bad?
I can understand that, because it's like not saying it's any different than a straight person, because a straight person can influence, you know, your kids to do something wrong too, but it's just the fact that it's something not of the norm of them that they don't agree with, so they're automatically assuming that, you know, hey, whatever he has wrong with him or whatever, if we let him hang out with, you know, the hula hoop champion, and, you know, he's going to be, you know, hula hoop runner-up possibility.
The runner-up.
Yeah.
I guess they all runners up.
They all get ran up.
Y'all wrong for that. We supposed to be professional. We having a serious conversation.
Exactly.
Yeah, right. Yeah, we always do that.
Whatever. Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Just jokes, man. It's just jokes.
I know, you can't help it, huh? 'Cause I was just about to say, because I was sitting there actually thinking about it, like, dude, you know what I'm saying? Because I can see it now, man. If your son was that way and shit, and then you allowed him to dress a certain way, if he can't, man, Super Bowl Sunday, he walked in that motherfucker with you and your partners in the some booty shorts and some heels. Daddy, could you take me to the ball, man?
Oh, yeah.
Boy, your boys will be looking at you, and you gonna fight one of your boys that day, because somebody ain't gonna let up. They gonna be fucking with you, and you gonna end up getting into a fight at your house about your son and shit. But I know I'll be the first one. I'm gonna be the one to get into a fight with, because I'm gonna be giggling my ass off about the shit.
Well, yeah, that's what we said.
He walking
it's gonna be some rules.
He talking about his lipstick.
Regulations.
Hell yeah, you know what I'm saying? You better not, boy, you better not never pull that shit with my partners over here. Boy, that shit'll be funny as a motherfucker. You know, y'all going to counseling, he hate when your friends come over and shit. Yeah, whatever.
Why
But
is
I
the
think,
topic
that's
tonight?
another
Has somebody been disowned? Does somebody know other people have been disowned because they're either homosexual or they married outside of the race or they married outside of the religion or they got pregnant?
I personally don't know nobody.
I do work pretty much with a few of these, especially
Oh, yeah?
race and having children, but definitely race. But and then as far as the homosexuals, I was watching a show when they were talking about it was on the History Channel, I believe. It was talking about homosexuality and religion
Uh-huh.
and how the religious people were trying to prove, that the Bible pretty much tells them that, homosexuality is against, biblical principles, and then they had actual religious homosexuals who were trying to prove that, no, they're just twisting it to say what they say, you know what I'm saying? So they were going back and forth. And it was very interesting because they had a bunch of different people, different couples, different races that were gay and some that were straight, you know what I'm saying? They gave respective male and female, you know what I'm saying? And it was real interesting or whatever. But yeah, they had certain people that got disowned or whatever. But now, man, my going into the other topic, man, as far as as far as the people being disowned for having, dating outside their race, and actually it's a combination having a kid, out of wedlock. But one of my roommates, man, he had a kid when he was in high school with a white girl, and they pulled that, well, you can't be with him and you got to give up your kid, so we're gonna disown you to the girl. So my boy's son is like about 15, 16 now, man. So, but yeah, she sure did it. She gave it up. You know what I'm saying? And now I think she tries to come back in his life, but he was just like, it ain't even.
Not happening.
He don't keep her from her.
Yeah.
No, he don't keep her from her, but it's like he don't really even care. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you know what the whole core of the thing means to me is that how easily parents don't really love their children as much as they think they do. I've always maintained that women in particular will love status and money before they love kids, before they love their own children. Because if you can give up your kid because he or she is marrying outside of the race, marrying outside of the religion, has become a homosexual, or has a kid out of wedlock, that's the time when you should love your kid the most. But if they're going to give up the kid and disown the children, that seems to me to be extreme selfishness, which again to me is the reason why relationships of any type don't work. It's because we think of ourselves more than we think of the people so-called that we love. So it's another reason why I keep thinking, human beings are scum.
Yeah.
Maybe that's a very good point.
Yeah, with me on that, I personally don't care. You know what I'm saying? I don't care as long as I just want my daughter to be with somebody that's good to her. I really don't give a shit what color it is. I mean, I don't have no issue with that, but I do know people that do. I would say more people that I know that are mixed have more of an issue than people that ain't. I know some people that's actually mixed. It was like, hell no, you know what I'm saying? Especially if they identify with their black side and they don't even acknowledge the white part of them. They don't want their motherfucking kids fucking with the white folks, period.
Same thing
the
with
ones I know.
Yeah. With the Jews and Italians. Neither the Jew who goes to, who had never entered a fucking synagogue his or her whole entire fucking life, marrying an Italian who's Catholic, who never went to fucking church all of his or her entire life, Now they're getting married, and now they're going to have fucking arguments about what the kid should be.
Yeah.
You know? You're not a good Catholic, you're not a good fucking
that's
Jew.
Some bullshit.
Yeah. You know?
Yeah, that's some crazy shit there. But I personally don't know too shit, but the majority of the people I know are black, and most blacks are Christian.
Mm. Oh, yeah, Christians and Muslims, too, I'm sure. You know, most Catholics, even if they go to church, they're fucking hypocrites, you know. And what are they going to do? They marry outside of the religion, they marry a Jew or, let's say, a Muslim, and now all of a sudden they're going to talk about what the kid's going to be? How about just fucking letting the kid decide for him or herself?
Right.
You know.
And that's how it should be. But like I said, these too many people, especially these parents, they have their own agendas of trying to live their life through their kids. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, you know, you done had your chance to live your life. You know what I'm saying? Now, whether you mess it up or not, you know, that's on you. You know what I'm saying? You got to let them kids be, because when you were growing up, you were trying to be what you wanted to be. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So how all of a sudden you going to turn it around on them?
Thank you for listening to the #1 radio station for the people.
Nexxlegacy Radio.